Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Venison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Now, like all the other streams that we have been doing thus far, this stream today wasn't a scheduled stream. So at the end of the day, to those that are joining us here tonight that don't know that we are on, and you know there are people that has listened, join us, send, share. Because tonight, the 14th, today is Valentine's Day, nice color, and the reason why we are broadcasting here is that, you know, we want the attention of the person that we are talking about at this point in time. Because something is funny. I mean, many of you know that I am from the area of Labre, and I find that something funny with Kezel Jackson. I ain't seen no minister telling her anything. But the question is, there are many people in the Labre area, from Point Fortin, from Labre, from Palo Seco, from Union, from Rosilac. They have been asking me this question since the other day. We would have broadcast live here on this platform. Is Kezel Jackson going mad? Now, during the course of today, I would have visited the San Fernando area, in which we would have taken extensive footage concerning this place here in San Fernando, and is with our understanding where is the money coming from? Is Kezel Jackson funded by the 1%? That is a serious question that needs to be answered here today. Now, we would have done some extensive research concerning this whole ordeal, and what we have discovered from the individual, it's very shocking, because we could link certain things together. Even the very vehicle the individual is driving came from a 1%. That is frightening, because here what I'm telling you, oh yeah, if in San Fernando you have such a building big, in Port of Spain you have one, in Shogunas you have a next one. Now the logical question is this: is the individual in question is funded by the 1%? Is Kezel Jackson a spin-off, or is she the one that is really poised to take over the PNM party? Is that the narrative that's being pushed outside there? Because we would have seen all kind of things taking place within the society. None of us could have tell that Stuart Young is now, only after, in hindsight, we would have seen he would have been in every single ministry. Some of we would have thought Stuart Young, some of we would have thought Penelope Beckles. is this party, the APP, another branch of the PNM? Is Kezel Jackson being groomed by the 1% to run Trinidad and Tobago? That is the question we need to ask. Because where all this money coming from? Where all these giveaways coming from? Yes, I would have watched the press conference today. And, you know, we are going to go into that. But we are going to start a series right here. Right here. There is going to be a showdown. Because at the end of the day, the people in Library is holding the opinion that Kezel Jackson is the answer. And at the end of the day, I from Library shall learn from point, and we are going to test. Or you know we ain't afraid nobody. Or you know that. That is a fact. Or you know we ain't afraid nobody. And we are going to go the distance with this. At the end of the day, the people of Trinidad and Tobago have suffered enough. They had suffered under this PNM government for 10 years. And I would have been highlighting the underdevelopedness, if there is such a word, in Library. The poor infrastructure that exists within the Library area, like Library, have been totally forgotten. The PNM administration have been taking advantage of the people kindness and loyalty in the area Library, Point Fortin, Lab and Lavantil. Till today we have been seeing Stuart Young moving around, but yet still you can't answer a woman who have been pointing out certain things in the area that she are living in. To many of you who would have been paying attention to the story, that was Candace Edwards in the area of Sandy Grande, who does be on this platform. At the end of the day, we want to know what is taking place in our country. Something here in meeting the eye at all. So good night to everybody on the stream. Michelle, good night. It's Nadira, good night. Good night to everybody. Yes, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody that is outside here. Now I'm going to start. Now, dear, just a few days ago, we would have played a video and asked the question, is Kezel Jackson going mad? And many of you would have made our statement known within the comment section. But just a recap, I'm not going to play the whole video. But this was one of the video in which we were talking about.
Sometimes I imagine that I would like to be a prime minister in my country, fighting for justice and equity.
Right, so that was one out of the video. We would have somebody again within our chats would have sent this one for us. Well, this one looked like it more scarier than the first one. So, right. 15%.
I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year.
So we are talking about fuel.
Right, so that was the next one. Now, the thing about it is this. Now, we not a chance to go into everyone. As I say, this is a stream that we would have just do on the fly. Now, we are going to another video. Now, we have been talking about this situation here concerning the breaking down of the houses of the people within the Aranguez area. No, not Aranguez, I mean Arima. In the Arima area, in Ramjetan Trace. And we would have seen an unorthodox video yet again from the individual in question. From the logo in which you would have seen, where you seen it, yeah, it's behind. It's behind us. So, that is the video here now that would have sent me in a particular place. and I keep asking myself the question, is Kezel Jackson funded by the 1%? Now, it's a long delineation we have to break up for you continuing going along with in the future. But as of now, we are going to start here because we are going to confront Kezel Jackson just how we confronted Philip Alexander in the earlies, just how we would have confronted the PNM, just how we would have confronted the UNC and asked certain questions and test the statement. So now this is the video here that where this individual getting all these things on them. A matter of fact, that's not the real one of them. Where is this individual getting all these things on them from? Where is this individual getting all these things on them from? Right. So let us, right. Stop. Take off that one. Now I want to play this clip for you. And I want you to follow along with me on this one.
We can't go for cane, we can't go for cane. Can't run it shut down, we can't go for cane. Petro train it shut down, we not refining oil, we not refining oil, we not refining oil. Petro train shut down, we not refining oil. So, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, some may have said they shut down Caribbean because they are attacking the East Indians. Well, then what would you say when they closed down Petrotrin? Because it was predominantly African. They shut down Petrotrin and so many Africans remain jobless. Yes? Because the government, they do not care about anyone. Let's go, and I want to address this morning the squatters and what has taken place just some days ago. And what is the source? I want to get to the source and the root. But you know, when I speak the truth, I offend some. Be offended. Let us go back now. The squatters were dragged off the land. The squatters, they mash up all the property. But you know what? Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM that has reduced you to nothing. How the song goes? It's nothing, and they like it. So nothing for you and you like it. This is what is happening. Now, many of you sit down and watch and paying attention to what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago, and yet still you all are doing nothing. Where did it start? Why so many Africans are landless in Trinidad? Then people will say, oh, you're promoting racial division. Well, you know how the Budmas goes? Brackets of division comes before multiplication.
Now, this is the part I would like you to listen to from this message. This is the part of the message that shocked me because, a matter of fact, let me play.
We have to be cognizant and aware of the errors and the evils of the past. We have to be able to correct our history if we will move forward. Where did it begin with this landlessness? Where the squatting started? What is so different today than yesterday or yesteryear of slavery? What is so different? Allow me to explain. Now, Africans, when they passed the Emancipation Act of 1833, when the bill was passed, then they said, all right, they will have an apprenticeship system. What was the apprenticeship system? The apprenticeship system, the former slaves will work for their former masters for 40 hours a week. They were given small wages in exchange for what? Housing, clothes, and medical assistance. What is so different today? Those of you who are fortunate enough to be working for CPEP and URP, what is so different? You're still working for small wages. For what? For food, for housing and to be able to have some medical assistance. What is so different then than now? Then after the apprenticeship system was over, 80% of the Africans left the plantation. The plantation represented their trauma. They ran away from the plantation, but where did they go? They started occupying plots of crown land. That is where the squatting started. They were occupying crown land. They were squatting. They ran from the plantation and they were squatting. Then some of you ignorant clowns will watch me and say, well, why they didn't buy the land with their small wages? I will tell you why. Allow me to educate you. The planter had a system of manipulation. They told them that they cannot buy less than 340 acres of land. Do you know how much land is that? They can only purchase a minimum of 340 acres of land, so most remain landless. Now today, you may say, well, okay, they are occupying lands that they should not be occupying. True. But what are the reasons? What is the economic reason that are driving?
Now, what bother me about that statement is when the statement was made with a force me to do a little history lesson. That statement right here would have forced me to do a little research concerning the authenticity of what was just said there in that video. What would have led us, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, no matter what side you fall on, to squatting? What would have led or would have started the squatting culture within our country? We, at the end of the day, according to history, if you could not purchase over 300 acres of land, if you could not have purchased that, no land, you was not afforded a chance to buy land if you didn't have the sum of money to purchase over 300 acres of land. And you know, I would have tested that statement and found that to be true. At the end, let me put up this. Let me put it up here on the screen for you to see. This thing real simple for you to understand, innit? As a matter of fact, let me continue with this video and we will come back and break down this thing because we have some information to divulge concerning this person. Now, if at the end of the day you're preparing or you're playing, like if you're mad because there are a lot of people who just do that in Trinidad and Tobago, what is your end game, Kezel Jackson? Where is your end game? What are you hoping to achieve? That is what the people want to know, and we are intended to get to the bottom of this whole story. We are intended to, but as a matter of fact, for the validity to keep within the context of the video, let me continue.
Many the squatting settlement. What are some of the factors that we could possibly change? One of them is no opportunity, lack of housing. Let's pay attention to that. HGC, people waiting 24, 30 odd years for homes. And these are not free homes. These are homes that they're willing to pay for. But yet still, what is taking place on the ground? Many of them are forced into squatting developments. Why? Because they cannot afford the market prices of land. So is it equitable? Is it fair? Is it just? No. And why am I saying that? Because they are land grabbers, the kingpins that are occupying land that do not belong to them. It have big shot squatters. But LSA not running after those kingpins, because those kingpins are financiers. Those kingpins have the resources to purchase. Is it economic hardship that is forcing the squatting of some of them big kingpins that have what? Big companies and industries. They're so bold and brazen. They're building mega companies on land that they're squatting on. Those land grabbers, I call them. Why LSA don't go after them? No, they're going after the small man. And then you would say that it is an equitable system. All can afford it. No, all cannot afford it. If it didn't start with fairness, then how can it end with fairness? But no government have gone forward and stood up for what is right. None. Because those governments are for themselves and their financiers. They are for themselves and their financiers. So let us examine what really is taking place. Now, during the system, or after the system of slavery, Africans weren't given lands. After indentureship, East Indians were given lands in exchange for what? To remain in Trinidad. To remain working was an incentive for them to remain here. Africans were given nothing. Indians were given plots. Africans were given paper, stating that you are free. You are free to do what? To suffer. It's a system of manipulation. What is so different then than now? Nothing is so different. And I want to tell some of you East Indians on my platform who say that you would not vote for me. Some of you would have never voted for me, because many of you vote on the basis of race. There's the psychology of racialism in voting. Many of you are racial to the core. So I have not lost anything. I cannot lose what I never had. But I will stand up here. You feel Kamla can help you all? You all feel that weak, frail Kamla Prasad Bisesa can restructure our economic system, our social system, our dynamic. She can do it. If she can, why she didn't do it while she was in power? If she so care about you all, why she didn't reopen Caroni when she was in government? If she had so care about you all recognize that those are political demons occupying the corridors of politics. Have you all not seen that they are all for themselves? Some of you racial voters, some of you all racial East Indians that will continue to vote for Kamla regardless of what, because she's an East Indian. Can't you not see that the colonial masters' manipulation tool was race? That they put Africans against Indians, that they put Indians against African? Can we not elevate ourselves beyond our masters' manipulation? And to the Africans that are thinking that yes, you all too are sometimes racial voters. You're voting for PNM. Why? Because it's an African head. Well, now it's no longer African. I want to know what you're voting for. They're thinking, okay, you'll continue to vote for Rowley. You'll continue to vote for the PNM. When the PNM do not care about you. The PNM do not care about you, full stop. They do not care how many of your sons will be gunned down. How many of your daughters' belly will get big and pregnant for men that are incarcerated and are about to be killed. How many of you would have no water in your areas. How many of you will be jobless. How many of you will be hopeless. How many squatting development they have to destroy. How many promises that they cannot keep. But you continue to vote on what? On the lines of race. Race has no place in this country. Can we not acknowledge that? I will speak against the ills of any. I will speak against the ills of the East Indians if they are practicing ills. I will speak against the ills of the Africans if they are practicing ills. I have spoken against the ills of the Syrians when they are practicing ills. I will speak up against the Chinese, those that are practicing ills. Anybody in this country that is working against our country, be it political, economical, spiritual, psychological, I will stand up and speak against you. You all hate the truth. Come and stand and fight against me. Come and see who I am. Can't you not see? My eyes are all seeing. This is a different battle. It is a battle that you all are not even prepared for. But I will fight it nevertheless. Stop the nonsense. They don't like you. Come and support a party that is for all. And I'm not speaking to the racists I'm speaking to those that are conscious of.
Now, this whole interlude here from Kezel, some of it I believe that mix. I mean, a matter of fact, I don't listen to Rowley, I don't listen to everybody, because there are certain arguments that we must pay attention to. Now, we here as black people, here in this side at Trinidad and Tobago here, there are people who put up themselves to serve in the PNM, and are talking to some of you here, or you go follow the story. Because some of the people who put up themselves too poor, they didn't make the grade at all. They didn't make the grade. What is going on within our country here in Trinidad and Tobago that we need to change?
Hello, Stephen, my boy.
Yeah. Hello, my ass. Who this nigga up on that nag?
Oh, Stephen, you have nails for breakfast. What's the matter? Why you so ornery? You miss me, huh?
Oh, yes, sir. I miss you like a hog miss flop, like a baby miss mammy titty. I miss you like I misses a rock in my shoe. Now, I ask you, who this nigga on that nag?
It's Snowball. Wanna know my name or the name of my horse? You ask me.
That's who the hell you calling Snowball?
Now, I had was to play that clip. And that is to say this. Not all that look like you, talk like you, behave like you, lime where you lime, not all of them is like you. There are some of them that consider themselves to be better than you. And this is what we have to imprint in the psyche of the black man. We too lay back. There are people outside there that have your same skin complexion. They're not outside, you know. They want to keep you in slavery. 1,000 years after, hundreds of years after, we were enslaved, a matter of fact, and was dispersed all over the world. And yet still, we cannot come together, because there are people within the rank and file of our race that is not seeing the bigger picture and is working against us. This PNM government, this government that's saying that we want to liberate you, the African man, and this is your party, this is where you belong. We are not better off from since 1956. And when we would have came here on a daily basis, every day, every other day, anyhow you want to say it, but consistently telling you, speaking with you, and saying, here what's going on. This ain't looking good. This ain't looking right. We need answers. And we start the process here on this platform in which we start to question the established order. And we have reached a particular point where they do not have answers to give us again. Only propaganda. So that is why you could have seen Stuart Young and the same scene with Roger Monroe within the Sandy Grande area, and he do not want to answer because he don't consider certain people that outside in the field. When we would have talked about the situation with Iowa George down in Point 14, they have no answer to that. When you watch people that disgrace Pastor Google, no answer. You see Jennifer Frederick doing the same thing. But God don't sleep at the end of the day. You know? Nothing evil lasts ever. It ain't gonna last ever. And if at the end of the day that are dead, the ant's going to bring the news. There is something that is totally wrong that is taking place within our society. One man can't do this, one man can't do it alone. It takes all of us to be conscious voters and to break the established order from in a particular area, like Point 14, like Labre. No more the government must do us things like this. Kezel, you get away today, but I come in for you. Yes, I hear the message. Yeah, you make a little sense. But tell the public. Tell them, Jackson, you tell them how you are financed. I'll give you some days to think. This weekend here you get a blind. You see, from Monday, we are going to disseminate facts on this platform here that will send shockwave through Trinidad and Tobago. And we want you to we want you to be the judge for yourself, members of the public. If one, question yourself, if the colonial masters really left Trinidad and Tobago. One. Two. Who it is really in power? And that is what you must question. Now, to slow down this thing here a bit, let me switch gears. Let me switch gears a bit. Now, there was a press conference today, and I would have tuned into the press conference. And I asked myself, does the Prime Minister have any shame in what he's saying some of the times? Is this a man that have no shame at all? Will come here and talk about morality and talk about the leader of the opposition and saying that comment was unwarranted. Now I'm going to play this to you who outside there that may not at the time somehow here that say, boy, I can't listen to Rowley at all. But to some of you that did not have the time today, this is it.
What? The campaign that the PNM is a PNM campaign for this election 2025, and the campaign is all them Indian is thief. So because Mrs. Prasad Bissessa has attracted that epithet onto herself, she now is prepared to defend Dr. Munilal by implicating every Indian in Trinidad and Tobago and saying that is the PNM who's saying so. I want to say something here to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, especially the East Indian population. You have nothing to fear from the rest of the population. The law will determine who is police and who is thief. This is a particularly offensive comment by Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa. We have Indian children here in primary school, in kindergarten, in university. We have people of the Indian population in the public service at every level. And this lady and her friends, right, getting in trouble in the court, rather than putting your defense as the court requires them to do, is seeking now to hide under the wings of the East Indian population. And the population and the PNM and the government will have none of it. This has nothing to do with your race. It has to do with your personal character, because character matters. And nobody who is not listed in this matter should take any offense at the proceedings in the court or to carry any burden, because the court will determine who is innocent or who is guilty. And, you know, if this...
Now, that was the statement of Keith Christopher Rowley. He would have spoken that characters matters. True. If that is true in the eyes of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, the Honorable Prime Minister, then you for yourself is disqualified from the position. Stuart Young would have been disqualified from that position because he would have made a statement that is highly offensive in Parliament, and then he was given Prime Ministership soon after. Now, to be fair with the statement, let me go here and play Rudal Munidal rebuttal.
Incumbent Oak Ridge East MP Dr. Rudal Munidal will present himself before the party's screening committee on Friday as he seeks yet again to secure the area he has represented for over 2 decades. Fresh corruption allegations have added to those lingering from an EMBD multi-million-dollar cartel lawsuit against a group of contractors which previously cast a shadow on the MP's political career. But his constituents believe their representative is being framed. Dr. Munilal said the claims in the amended lawsuit suggesting that he was connected to third parties who benefited from payments made by contractors was another attempt at political victimization.
They have now found themselves where they cannot defend their initial claim. They cannot defend their initial allegation, and they have changed the allegations. Now, after 10 years, you cannot do that. That is a matter the lawyers will argue and so on. You cannot come with a fresh case after 10 years. There's a statute that bars these kind of things as well.
Opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bissessa said the process was a waste of taxpayers' money and defended Dr. Munilal.
I am of the view that they continue to fabricate and make up as they go along. What they've put thus far in the case it has been rushed, and now they're scrambling and fighting to find something else, which is total nonsense.
Jesse Ramdale, CNC3 News.
Now, that was the rebuttal from Rudal Munilal. And we could watch this thing in reverse. Even self, Rudal Munilal, that was the first statement, and look here now. After 10 years, we could put in a fresh. It start you by after how much months? I believe 2 or 3 months. If you start a case in 3 years or some kind of thing. So that is how this thing does go. This is a serious thing here, you know. We must remain vigilant and remain watchful concerning what is taking place within our economy. And a matter of fact, some of you, we would have been in library. What we are talking about, there's two things I want to highlight about this whole situation here that would have taken place in the library area with the fire that would have burned down the house. A matter of fact, there are people operating here that, you know, better than some of the people. Better than some. When we see, where's that clip? A matter of fact, we would have played that clip. No, that is not. We would have seen certain people better than some. Not that, a matter of fact. Right, so let me get this clip here so you could see. If you want to see the entire clip that we would have done concerning that whole walkthrough, it would have been uploaded this morning on the Workers' Rights platform. There was a house burning, a man. People would have lost everything in that whole ordeal. Yes, we have the clip here so I could play it for you. I ain't playing the entire clip, but just for you to get a understanding and a grasp as to what we are speaking about. This is it. This, about 3 days ago, not about 3 days ago, there was a house burning in the area of Library where 2 houses was burned flat to the ground. That clip is present right now on the Workers' Rights platform. So you could go and search for that clip there. So this is the clip here where we... Yeah, man. Right. Tested. 1, 2, 3. Tested. Right. Where is Randall Mitchell? Sorry, the audio was off. Sorry about that. So where we was looking for is a picture from Keith, Scotland, where he would have shown aid, would have given aid to the people within his constituency. A matter of fact, there was a fire that would have destroyed, and let me pull the picture because let me pull that picture. Because I want you, members of the public, to understand when somebody is interested, even say Mama guide the people na Randall. Mama guide the people at least now, boy. The people want aid in this area. These people would have lost everything. Right, so we now get the picture there. So I could put this picture up on screen for you to see. Right. So this is the picture. Sorry about that. We didn't plan the thing. We just get this picture early this afternoon. So there's a situation in the library area where 2 people lost their homes. The only person that would have responded to the people there was Javed Mohammed, the councillor, the Rosila councillor, but nobody else. The MP for the area never showed their face. And that is the same thing that we are telling the people of the library area. Now, look, you see Kid Scotland, the Mama guide the people, come down, he give aid to the people in Lavantel. But this was a fire where somebody lost everything in the area of library, and we are asking with Randall Mitchell. We know he was down here when
fine. Well, I am
it
not
had the
even
pan
from
session.
library. However, my wife
Tested.
is a born librarian. She
Right.
born in library.
When it had the pan session, he was down here. And that was the site, a matter of fact. Let me bring it back because we would have passed the site. I missed. We was talking about it there. All there is what would have taken place in library. The bar get burned up. At the end of the day, no, I hear in here, Smiley, I hear in what you're saying. Everybody have different views, a matter of fact, concerning what is taking place within the UNC party concerning Rudal and so by so. I seen you on the chat, you're blowing up the chat. But to stick with the issue that we have today concerning what we are prepared to discuss was this issue here with Kezel Jackson. We would have done some homework concerning her. Is Kezel Jackson financed by the 1%? Is Kezel Jackson financed by the 1%? And what implications it might have if that information is true? I know she's a girl that like to give people legal notice. So be the case. Come out and tell us. Come out and tell us. I'm going to leave that right there. So the amount of you that are outside here that tune into this program here tonight, we are about to end. As I said, it wasn't scheduled. Thanks for tuning in. The Smiley, I can't answer you tonight, boy. You're different. So the many of you that are outside here, thanks for tuning in and being a part of this broadcast here tonight underneath such short notice. I feel tonight I go and take a lime outside here by the bar. Come now, man. Oh, you support Kezel. Come now, man. So thanks for tuning in, and everybody have a great weekend. Thank you.
was the campaign that the PNM is a PNM campaign for this election 2025, and the campaign is all them Indians thief. So because Mrs. Prasad Bisesa has attracted that epithet onto herself, she now is prepared to defend Dr. Munilal by implicating every Indian in Trinidad and Tobago and saying that is the PNM who's saying so. I want to say something here to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, especially the East Indian population. You have nothing to fear from the rest of the population. The law will determine who is police and who is thief. This is a particularly
fix it. All you never come back and fix it. So what going on? How is only when it come into the election, people could see all you. All you, nah man, all you had to do better than that. Hope you don't mind, I get a video of this. I want to speak to my MP. So I want to know what plans you have for northeastern settlement and environment.
Roger has been discussing.
No, I'm listening. Let me just direct this conversation to he and you are. You are Mr. Stuart Young. Okay, all right. I want to talk to him for myself. Now, as you know, listen to me, hear me. As you know, we have a lot of youths in the back here, delinquent youths are asking questions. Why are you running off? We're asking questions. I am asking questions. I have a lot of delinquent youths. Why am I supposed to put my hand in red for the body say? Stuart Young, pull him away. I asking questions. If all you want my vote, all you have to show me why I supposed to vote for the PNM. Why I supposed to vote for the PNM? I want to know why. So I tried to ask Mr. Monroe some question, and Mr. Stuart Young would have pulled him away because they're shying from the questions. And the questions I would have asked, what they have in store for the youths of Northeastern Settlement and environs. And the fact that they could shy away from me is because they're on folly, they're on shits. Don't let them come and shake all your hands. Don't let them come and shake all your hands. This is the first and the last time we're going to see them. I didn't even know that was Monroe. I asked Monroe a question. Yeah, and they pull them away. Stuart Young pull them away.
we keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank. You go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy. It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. It's the core of the Cosa Nostra. We're going to kill you politically. We're going to kill you politically.
As this government continues to champion crime and criminality in this country. As this government continues to champion crime and criminality in this country.
Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon. My name is Sheldon Khan from Canada, Niger Lotus. And this afternoon, let me introduce you to our Nissan Caravan NV350. For financing options, we are offering this vehicle at $16,000 down, $1,900 a month. That's $16,000 down, $1,900 a month for 6 years. further details, you can call us at 785-3822. That's 785-3882. And from me and Canon Nigel Autos, let me wish you all a bright and prosperous New Year.